Looks like I got more traction than horsepower, but look at that. Both tires turning. So I think we need to add some horsepower to this thing. Like supercharger, budget turbo, maybe just nitrous. Hey, what's up, people? It's Clancy from On Track Off Road. I got my '08 Vic in the shop today. We're gonna do some more lift on it. It's already got 3-inch suspension lift up front and back, using all our parts, exploder struts and expedition springs, all KYB shocks all the way around. Works well, don't want to mess with that, but I want more lift. So it's time for a 2-inch body lift. Nobody makes a 2-inch body lift with a Crown Vic. So, well, it's time someone does. Me. Alright, so did this on my previous Vic, the 98. Did whole body lift, worked out great, 2 inches. I had to do a custom steering shaft on that because it's kind of an oddball and the rag joint would bind up. Was not a fan of that. The bumper, I did not mess with the bumper brackets at all. It had a custom bumper on it. So on this one, we've got our rad cop push bar on the bumper, and until this car gets all hacked up, we want to keep that around. Looking under the hood, there's not a lot that's going to create problems with just a 2-inch body lift. The radiator has an electric fan, so you don't have to worry about fan misalignment. It'll be pretty easy to just go up 2 inches, not a problem. Where we are going to have a problem is this plastic bumper cover and the metal bumper inside. You can see where it used to have the pit bars that come around the sides. Those are gone before I got it. But we're going to make some brackets to extend that bumper up. All right, we got this party started by spraying down everything imaginable with PB Blaster, all the body mounts. So we need to pull this bumper off, the actual push bar. There's some bolts underneath that marker light. And we got some fasteners here at the end. Grab more tools. All right, so now we're actually going to do body mounts themselves. We're gonna loosen them up. We're going to jack this thing up. So there's a couple pain in the ass ones right up front. You can see that nut there. It's going to be the first. And then you can kind of see from the bottom, the bolt itself actually threads in to the lower part of the mount. There is two, kind of hard to see. You can kind of see there's two here in front of the door. Let's slide around here. We got another one here. Another one up in here. You can kind of see, there she is. This one up in here. Very back one back here. So we're going to loosen all of these up, and then we're going to take one side out at a time. All right, I have a habit of working on stuff without actually videoing it because I just get used to doing stuff. But got the nuts off the top and just pulled this lower bolt, which out of here. See, there's threads there on the bottom. Kind of a pain in the ass. It won't be going back in, so we're not too worried about it. And even in rust-free West Coast, this bolt still has a bit of rust on it. Let's see how the other side comes out. Give it a... yeah, not bad. So, yeah, that one's kind of crusty and rusty too, but off she went. So I like to go along and just loosen up the bolts on one side, not take them out, just loosen them a little bit so that they're not under pressure. Right. Okay, so we're gonna just break these loose, not pull them out. So this other one, hidden up that hole there, you can kind of see. So all this stuff here is pretty much the same for all the Crown Vic years, the 92 to 2011, and honestly even back into the 70s. A good friend of mine had taken an 80s Vic and dropped it on like 2006 frame, which got him a little more horsepower, a little better suspension, and really the only mounts that were different were at the ends of the frame, the front bumper and this one here. So alright, so we got those all loosened up. We're going to do the other side. We're going to just yank these all the way out. We're going to use a floor jack. Jack it up. And stick some body lift mounts in there. So they went to that big wheel, you know, the big price. Which team got to go back on track and which one had to serve the pole. It was fantastic.
Savage Hangar also brought penalty, where each of the numbers resulting from playing the game corresponded to a specific penalty, which the team then had to serve. We're going to talk more about Savage Hangar later in the video. Most track PA systems are a great system. Thunder has gone to yell at everyone in 100 decibels to tell them to shop at the Thunderhill Pro Shop. And one of our favorites from all of the 11th races is karaoke.
All right. All right. You want to know what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
So you got your body lift pucks here. 16 of these spacers, 16 of the new longer bolts. You'll see that 2 of these are longer. So we got 150s here and 140s here. We found with 2-inch body lift, these 150s can reach the end of the threads before they fully torque. And you can see why. So we're using the 150s here on the front bolts at the core support because those are unique. They're a little bit longer. And so about 2 inches longer than the original bolts there. And then these are the rest of the bolts. And you'll see that it's about 2 inches longer on the 140s. And obviously with that, it's just too long. We got brackets, and then we've got the bolts to the brackets and washers to go with it. These 2 big washers were going to go on the bottom of the front bumper mount where the factory bolts were. So on the bottom of the bracket right there, because those bolts just barely catch the bottom of the factory bracket. So there she is. It all fits in a medium flat rate box, makes it cheap to ship. All right, all the body mounts out on this side. Other side, they're all loose. Got a floor jack in here, just on the body, on the pinch rail here, not on the frame. Gonna adjust that up just a little bit. So, all right, there you go, up just a couple inches. Yep. Nice and slow. Looks like that didn't really affect the steering shaft. Thinking on the 03 and up, we may not have to do any steering shaft modifications to make it work for 2-inch. 3-inch may need it, but start jacking it up. And the rear seemed to be hanging up on something. I couldn't quite see what it was. Dark. There, let's shine some light on it. Oh, look. It's another body mount. I kind of remember when I did the white Vic having the same thing. All right, I haven't been filming, been working, but getting body mounts in on the other side. Got them all in on the driver's side already, and we're just finger tight. Nothing's really tightened up yet. So I'm gonna get. All right, body lift. It's lifted. Looks pretty rad with extra couple inches of lift there. A little more room for tire clearance. But now we get to address this front bumper, because you can see there's now a 2-inch gap where the bumper doesn't meet. And since these brackets go right on through the bumper, they're gonna have to be addressed. Looks like they just attach to the actual metal bumper inside here, and then so if you look, those 4 bolts are what actually attaches the bumper to the frame. And there is it's about 2 inches. I have to measure that. We're gonna make a bracket. It's gonna grab this bottom bolt, and then it's gonna grab this bottom bolt hole here on the frame, and it's gonna extend up and move this hole up to here, and it looks like probably just move this lower hole up to this top hole. So let's see what happens. All right, these little tabs here on the back of the bumper bracket stick out, need to be cut off. So gave them a whack with the hammer to kind of push them down a little bit, and I'll get in here with my cutoff wheel, trim it right off. Okay, now that trimmed off there, it'll allow it to sit flat on the frame there, or bumper bracket on the frame. That's going to also get moved up 2 inches. So where it sits there, 2 inches taller. Okay, the bumper off, we can see 3D printed prototype of front bumper brackets here. None on that side, just did the one. And the stock bumper, these little tabs that we cut off last time we were in here, and we're going to swap plastic for metal. So attaching the bracket to the bumper. Now my bumper is missing a couple of bolts. This little deal on the outside here, missing from this side because I had some other brackets and stuff. Yours should have that. But let's get this bolted up. Alright, so the 3/8 bolts on the inside, 5/16 on the outside. These holes are slotted, so there's lots of wiggle room here for you to get things lined up, especially if your frame isn't quite perfect, and a lot of these cars are. Alright, fit to get the bumper up on here. Floor jack holding it up. Got it pretty well close to the line. That side's started. Bracket. Put that back in. Lower. Through the hole. Go. Nut for it. And there it is. So I started the two bolts on the bracket before I put the bumper up in here, so they're not tight, they're just finger tight, so I still have some wiggle room. Now we're gonna, the bumper sitting where it's supposed to be, so we will get the mount bolts here tight, but not too tight. So there's still a little bigger, a little wiggle room. Again, these are slotted, so they allow us to kind of wiggle stuff around right where we want it, rather than trying to fight it to make stuff go into a hole. Damn close to where it's going to sit. We're going to want to level it. We're going to want to push it up where it's going to be. It doesn't have to be exact. It's more important that it looks right than it be right. That's the thing in body work. They never get used to mechanic body guys. Look right versus be right thing. So that looked really good right there. At that arc we're shooting for. Crank down. These 2 bolts. Actually, it's 15s. That's 14 now. I got 3 different sizes. We got 15s on the original. And 9/16 on the 3/8. Half inch, 5/16. Okay, once you get it up in there and get all the bolts started, it should look something like that. The original bumper brackets basically sitting down on top of the original lower bolt, and get the camera up in here, weird angle, extreme close-up, can't quite get, there we go, you see the bracket bolted up on top there. That's going to give us the rigidity that we need for our bumper, so it all ties together. And, same on the other side, and the outside, got that upper bolt there, and I'm going to have to replace some bolts down here. My car's missing them, but if yours is too, then well, maybe I'll start including some bolts for that in the kit, if that's a common thing on these cars. Alright, got the bolts all tightened down, so I have not replaced these bolts yet because they're missing on my car. But I got that one up there, and these three on both sides, and this one here on the bottom, you're going to notice that it just catches the edge of that bracket, and it didn't come with a washer. I decided to stick one on there because I didn't like how it was hitting. I'm going to actually do something a little better. It's going to get a fender washer and like a little machined washer that will sit down under the fender washer to give a good flat surface there. Probably absolutely overkill, not necessary, but that is just kind of the way I do things. But now the bumper is mounted and feels solid. All right, we're back doing the rear bumper brackets. We got our new brackets installed. There's a new bolt at the top, and we reused these two original bolts. You can see we had to drill a hole 2 inches down from the original, so just measure 2 inches, or you can use the bracket to line it up. But there it is. Now that moves it up to the correct height, and that is sturdy. That is not going anywhere. So that's what we like. Safety. All right, final product. Man, you really can't tell that there's a body lift until you really get down and look at it. Like, you kind of see the frame peeking out a little bit. You can kind of see in the wheel well a bit more, but the bumpers sit how they're supposed to sit. Mine's kind of dented. Some of y'all got some real clean cars. Mine's a gambler. So, but I like it, and this kit's ready to ship.